everybody, Gary Main Brew Guy here. I have K2 Brewing Brothers from Rochester, New York. So yeah, the wife and I and an army buddy decided that we were going to just spend the 4th of July, basically the 1st of July through the 7th of July up at the Finger Lakes. So we rented an Airbnb just off of Seneca Lake. It wasn't right on the lake because that wasn't really what we were there for. We weren't there for the cold water. We were there for the wine and beer, because that is wine country there. And we did a lot of wineries and breweries along the way. And it all kind of came to an end there with a Brewtubers home Brewunion, which Nick from Exit 12 Brewing.
I'm sharing a rum. Did
a fairly decent video. The link is below in the notes, and some of this footage is provided by Nick as well. So, with that being said, there was some debauchery on the 6th of July. And we rented basically a large limousine, and we did some touring. But prior to that, much prior to that, probably like a month earlier, we had come up with this plan to sort of, I don't know, bust Dave's balls slightly. We all made these shirts with different Dave snapshots, and actually Nick put this all together. So there was a different Dave, like coughing, Dave yawning, Dave burping, Dave laughing, and we all had a different t-shirt. But and he's always talking about the Peloton. On the back of the shirt we had, if you're reading this, you're behind me on my Peloton. We surprised him with a shirt. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not wearing the shirt. Hang on a second. So how we presented these shirts to Dave was, we'll talk about that in a second. Let me taste on this beer, because this is the last brewery we stopped at. And when we did a brewery tour. None of us really got footage of that, I don't think. If there's some out there, I would like to see it. Anyway, in the back, it was fermenting, it was nearly done, was a waffle cone milkshake IPA. That's this beer. And they were using Sharky's waffle cones, and they crushed those up and they put those in the fermenter. And we tasted it before it was carbonated. And it was really nice. Although this does not hold a head for shit, and I think it has to do with the waffle cones themselves. It's perfectly carbonated. It is a milkshake IPA, so there's some lactose in there. You can feel it on the mouthfeel, and it's got a nice, easy drinking. I don't think it's an IPA, although they call it one. They use Summit, Eldorado, and Citra, all good hops. It's fairly cloudy, golden color. Anyway, this was our last stop. But prior to that, the way we did is we all showed up at Dave's house, and the limo pulled up. We all just went, we said, oh, we're gonna all put our Brewtuber shirt on. We went into the house and we all changed into the Dave shirt. And because Dave was already out there, he said, I think it was Nick or somebody said, Dave's standing right there. I said, just grab your shirt that you were wearing and just kind of hold it up in front of you like this, so he can't see it. And as we were walking up, he goes, what is going on? What did you guys do? And he goes, oh my God, you freaking assholes. It was a different word than that, of course. Anyway, that was fun. That was a good laugh. His neighbors definitely said they wanted one of these shirts, so that's why we put them up on the store. So this one turned into, the only one that didn't show up that was nearby was Dennis, because he had other obligations with family, and of course family first. Also, when Nick came up, Brandon couldn't make it either due to family obligations, sadly. Technically, that's our first ever official Brew Club meeting. Can't wait for the next one. I may not be a part of it. Who knows? I mean, these things are regional, so we encourage you guys to do that on your own, of course. Yeah, just have fun with it, and if people can show up, they'll show up. If they can't, they can't. And of course, we'll always have the grand one. So it's the Brewtubers Club Night at NHC. There's the Club Pour Night, and then there's Club Night, which I think is the night before, but I'm not sure. We'll have to iron that out as we go. After all the breweries we went to, we ended up at K2 Brothers Brewing, and they were gracious enough to take us out back and show us the brewery. They definitely cram a lot of stuff in a small space. It was an inspiration, actually. And they brew some amazing beers. Actually, that last stop that we went to was the best brewery, I thought, out of all of the ones we were at. And we were at some good ones. But they had the most wide range of beers that were so good, all of them, really. And they had a nice outdoor area. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So this beer, I do get a lot of them, sort of that sweet, sort of like brown sugar cone on there. It's dancing ever so lightly with the beer itself, like the New England IPA, although it's a really low IBU, I would imagine, because there's not any bitterness really. They probably just put enough in there to offset the sweetness of the cones they added. There is a bit of citrus on there as well, so it's really a nice beer. Kudos to them. Hey, putting food products in beer, it's always a hit or miss, but some of that froth stuff, if you've ever had that, that's pretty wild. But it's I don't know if they claim it's beer, but it doesn't taste like beer. Anyway, so back to the Brewtubers Brewunion. It was so much fun. Apparently, the boys got it on pretty good the night before when they all arrived, because they only were there for like 48 hours. They tied one on pretty good that night. I was with family. We had other family visiting us there that night, so I was not available, of course, to be with them. But the next day, absolutely was there, and yeah, we had a lot of fun. And like I say with these things, bring the wives, because it's fun for all, really. And even if you don't like beer, like my wife does not like beer, but she'll find wine to drink, and she has fun, and she gets a good laugh out of all of this. It was a hoot. Anyway, yeah, I don't want to bore you all too much. I hope you saw those pictures I put up as I was talking. And yeah, till the next time, hopefully there's one before the NHC in Pittsburgh, because Brewtubers will have a booth there. We will have club night. We will be pouring. Members are able to pour on club night. So looking forward to that, and that's going to be exciting. The next meeting, of course, we're going to talk about the booth and how we're going to set it up. So, or, vote on how we're going to set it up, I guess. Anyway, cheers, guys. Sorry to ramble on so much. I hope those pictures were kind of funny in there. And cheers. Take care.
To the river, yeah. The lady's gonna